What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in this video we are back to talk about Yukimasa, the Demon of Ice. We are finally going to talk about this guy because I was not really sure about him. I had to do some big research in regards to see if this guy was going to be good or not. I waited for the test server videos to see if his damage was going to be like mind blown or not. And now we have the answers. Now we have all the answers. And I put together all the information that you need to know in order for you to make this decision. What are the positive sides about this guy and what is problematic about him. The way that Plarium described this guy is that he's going to be a jack of all trades and probably most likely the master of none, because he can be a reviver, he can be a damage dealer, and he can also be a controller, but this is on a package that is a very squishy package. So yeah, very powerful. It's like an egg, right? An egg, it has all the nutrition you need, but it has a shell that can break easily. So yeah, this guy is very similar. Can do a lot of stuff, but he has a lot of survivability problems and beyond that. But we're going to break down all the information that you need to know in order for you to make the decision if you should go for this fusion or not. At the end of the video, we are going to also theorize if you are going to get another fusion or titan-like event that will allow you to unlock another character, which are the rumors that we have right now based on what happened in the past. Because during the Christmas, December and so on, you always have a fusion plus a titan event or some other type of unlocking. So it can even be a deck of faith that allows you to unlock a character. So we're going to break down all the information that you need to know in order for you to decide if you're going for this fusion or not. And as always, if you guys like the information on these videos, make sure to share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Shadow Legends content, and make sure to smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so let's talk about this fusion. And the first thing that we have to notice is that it's not a void fusion. Last year we had Lady Noelle and she's a void fusion, so that alone increases her value because she's never going to hit weak hit. And this guy has a big problem, is that he weak hits quite a lot. Even that the spirit champions where he's weak against, they're not super meta nowadays. So it's a problem, but it's not like a major issue. Now, like we mentioned, he's a damage dealer and he's a character that applies control effects. So that means he's going to need a lot of damage and a lot of accuracy. That means that he's going to be very gear intensive. What does it mean to be very gear intensive? It means that he requires a lot of legendary gear and mythical gear with all the roles unlocked. So this is not a champion where you can use like blue gear or epic gear, because you're going to be missing out on a lot of stats, and he's going to require all the stats possible. So this means he's going to be very end game, and he's probably going to use all the best gear in your roster. All kinds of mythical gear with red rolls, and legendary gear with double rolls, triple rolls, and quad rolls. So yeah, that alone, again, very gear intensive, because you are going to need the damage in order for him to kill anything, and also to revive your entire team, right? He's a character that is going to die very fast because he's a damage dealer, attack based, so he's not going to have the survivability to make that happen. On the other hand, you could make him to have the survivability, sacrifice, for example, speed for HP, but at the end of the day, he also has low defense, which is also another problem with this guy. So yeah, even if you put him with a lot of HP, he's still going to get clapped really hard because of his low defense. So he has all kinds of problems going on with him. So yeah, that's a big problem. Now, you can also not build him with resistance, and we all know that the most common role, the second stats roll or third stats roll is always resistance. But this guy, you kind of don't want him to have a lot of resistance because you need accuracy instead. And on the other hand, some of his effects, they might not trigger if you have very high resistance. Now, with this A3, he actually does tons of damage. It's single target. If you make him very fast, you can one-shot someone of the enemy team right away. but that means after your champion is going to be exposed, and he's the one that revives, right? He's the one that revives. Which means that you're gonna need multiple revivers on your team. And on top of that, he is a strong damage dealer for the A1, but is it enough to go through Stone Skin? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. We have not seen a lot of footage of that. I saw a few examples, but yeah, his A3 was just not enough to get through Stone Skin and one-shotting someone right away. If that would be the case, yeah, that would be great. But if you're gonna rely on other champions to remove Stone Skin, well, that's more saturation to your team when it comes to PvP. So yeah, this is a champion that it can be good. Like I said, it can be good, but you have to protect him with other champions or that revive or that give block damage or that have like unkillable mechanics. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for you to take the most advantage out of this guy. So, for example, that Sylvan Watcher's girl, the Naimi or whatever is her name, she would be a great to pair up with this guy because, well, she's going to bring the survivability and she is going to allow this guy to do tons of things. On the other hand, if you're a new player, if you don't have a lot of options, well, it's not going to be that good. Let's talk about the game modes where he's going to shine. Of course, because he's a damage dealer, reviver, controller, and so on, game modes like Grim Forest, game modes like Cursed City, Doom Tower is going to be very strong. For Faction Wars, there is a mission on hard difficulty that requires your enemies to don't do any of their abilities. So, or you have to beat them really fast before they take turns, or you need to have massive turn control, or you need to have block active skills, which this guy has, right? So, this might allow you to unlock the mythical champion Polara if you are going for the Shadowkin on the hardest difficulty. Again, the stage 20 has an ability or has a mission that completely requires his A1 ability, so might be helpful, might allow you to save on some stats for building up your Shadowkin, but yeah, it's building up a champion for one specific mission to unlock a mythical. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can justify it. Now, beyond that, it's not going to bring any value for you in the dungeons. It cannot solo dungeons, so yeah, whatever. For the campaigns, it is not going to be able to solve the campaigns either, or maybe can solve the campaigns, I guess. So maybe Nightmare campaign you're going to be able to farm minions like that. Okay, I guess that's some value there. In terms of the clan boss, he does decent damage for Hydra, so he's not like mid for Hydra, he's decent. So he's going to be like a A tier for Hydra. The best part about him for Hydra is that he's going to be able to revive your allies. So if you don't have a reviver, or if you don't want a reviver, he can deal damage while still providing some support, even that it's not going to be like amazing by any means. And for Demon Lord and for Chimera, there is some trials with Chimera that you need to block active skills, but still everything else is not going to be that great in that regard. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be the best option for Chimera either. So yeah, some value for Hydra, not anywhere else. And for PvP and Siege, it can be okay. It doesn't have a all battles aura, which is unfortunate. But for Arena, again, it's okay, but it needs a lot of protection. For Live Arena, it needs a lot of protection. You need to be at the very end game to have all kinds of champions that can protect this one. And with that in mind, yeah, I'm not sure, like, I feel like he can provide some value, but I also feel like I'm making excuses for you to go after this guy and then find a place where he's going to be good, right? He has the potential to be good, but because we just had Green Forest being dropped in the game, and we are not expecting any kind of revolutionary content coming in the future, I'm not really sure if he's going to be that good. Now, one thing that we have to mention, and that might give him some value, is the Turning Wind on the ultimate, plus the AoE freeze that he can provide. It seems like we are going on this meta where a lot of champions benefit out of your enemies being frozen, like the new Saint Nicholas, like Lady Noel, like this new champion that we have coming to the game, this Frozen Girl here. So the fact that we are moving on this meta, and she's very good, like she's absolutely very solid, and she does all the things that I mentioned. She revives, she does block damage and so on. So there is a high chance that in the near future we might have a meta completely dominated by freezing champions. And in that regard, this guy can be pretty solid. But again, you are relying on other champions, and we don't know for sure, right? It seemed like we are going in this way, where we had like 3 or 4 champions that got reworked recently in the past 3 months or 4 months or so, that are related with freezing other champions. We also got that Sacred Order girl that also works with freezing champions. So that's another one. So you can see right here, Glishea, a Soul Guide. She also got a massive rework, and now she's a lot better. And again, she also works with freezing champions and so on. So yeah, we might go in this direction, and this might increase the value out of your Yukimasa. But again, this is all speculation from my part, trying to find justification for this fusion. Once again, his main problems is that he's very gear intensive. His damage is decent, but not amazing by any means. He's nowhere near Tholin, for example. And his revive is conditional. He can revive one champion in all game modes, but in other game modes, you have to kill enemies in order for you to revive your entire team. So he's not a reliable reviver. And he does not have the stats to keep himself alive for long. So or you have to use mechanics like Swift Parry, where you have a 50% chance of staying alive, or you have to use relics that keep you alive as well. We have a new relic that is very helpful in that regard. But again, this is just increasing the level. Sorry, we are just increasing the level of the justification for this guy. I'm trying to find this relic now. So we have this new relic in game, the Cornet of the Gloom, that will apply block damage to you whenever your allies are all dead. So it's going to give you a chance of reviving your allies. So this could be a good way for you to pair up with Yukimasa. But again, we are talking about mythical relics to justify a champion being good, right? It's pretty ridiculous. The stats are good for this champion. The stats are excellent. This relic is really solid. But yeah, once again, we are just sugarcoating this guy over and over again to make him look good. So yeah, at the end of the day, like, he's definitely going to be a solid champion. But if you're looking for someone that is like very solid in PvP, then for example, the Sanguine Maria is much better. She has much consistent, the damage is way more consistent. She takes multiple turns, and she can put enemies on lockout with her A2 ability, and on top of that she can clear buffs. Like, she does all kinds of things. And again, and on top of that, she has insane survivability, right? She can reduce all the damage from enemies by 99%, which is absolutely insane. And she can also place fear on the enemies, which is very strong as well. So again, in terms of PvP, Sanguine Maria is just much better. And yeah, this guy is absolute the master of jack of all trades, master of none. And again, and the worst part is that he's just so gear intensive. You need to give him all kinds of mythical gear and legendary gear. And on top of that, you have to decide, am I going to make him fast and without resistance so we can increase his damage? Or am I going to make him very slow and with stone skin, so to make sure that if someone from my team dies, then he can revive them, right? Those are the options that you have to make. But for example, you're not going to be able to use like Merciless Set in PvP situations, only in PV situations, and that makes him also very limited. That is going to force you to use like Instinct Gear, Lethal Gear, or Savage Gear, and because this gear is not something you get every day, well, it's going to make him very difficult to gear up, and rely a lot on luck to make him look good. Okay guys, so these are my thoughts on Yukimasa, the Demon of Ice. It looks interesting. I think I'm going for this guy, but I'm still not sure, We'll have to see the calendar if you're going to be able to skip some events or not, because I'm way more interested on getting that Ice Girl in case she's part of an event. But that's going to be all for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts about this guy, if you're going or not. If you're a new player, I think you might be able to skip him without a problem. If you are an in-game player, I think, yes, there is a possibility for this guy to provide value to you. That's going to be all for now, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Challenges content. And I'll catch you guys later.